Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the Trading Syndicate for Tuesday. As we barrel into month end, which is Thursday, got more evidence of short covering. So, believe it or not, if we opened up right here, we're going to open on a gap. And we're looking for a gap. So we'll be looking for a gap and a gap fill. Oh, you'll have to forgive me. I still have this cold I can't get rid of. I sound all stuffed up. So, what do we got? We are above yesterday's high. So if we open right here, we'll open a gap. Okay, overnight inventory is long. So the natural thing would be a move down and try and fill the gap or a correction, right? The inventory from the early morning session and yesterday are all underneath us. We are in distribution. There's a slight gap here, right? There's a tiny, tiny gap. It's like 2 ticks or something. Let's see if we can get up there and fill it. We have to take that high and that high to do it. So let's see how the cookie crumbles. Okay. Remember, going into month end, you know, we were talking today in the room. A lot of people say, oh, they're not trading. They don't want to trade. I get that. I get that because trading this market is difficult. But let me tell you guys something. What you really should be doing, the folks in my room, right, is you should be taking trades on the sim to see what it's like trading different types of price action. And then use the funded trader accounts to actually go in there live so you don't have to lose all your money and start putting your fingers in the dirt. And now they have the nano, right? They have the mini, the micro, and the nano. So I know commissions are going to kill you, but your capital risk trading the nano is really, really small. So you can use it. You don't use it to make money. You use it to test theories, right? To test markets and to test yourself. Hey, Jerry, sorry I got your message. I'm a little sick, so I'll get back to you. Sorry about that. Just trying to get rid of this cold and trying not to lose my voice. So tomorrow in the room, tomorrow, I just got to put this announcement in here. So tomorrow we're going to dissect chart patterns. and that'll be 11. Every time I go on vacation, I get a cold. I went away in March, got a cold. Went away in August, got a cold. It's probably why I don't take vacations. So okay, we're gonna we're gonna open up here. See, we got 6 minutes left, 7 minutes, right? Yeah, the market moves 1,000 points. That was crazy. I was like away, and I was like, "What the hell?" I never really looked, but people were messaging me, and they're like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "I don't know, man." I'm looking at rich people's boats, and then I looked, and I got back on the 4th or the 5th, and it was, oh my goodness, just pandemonium. And we still haven't filled that gap, and we're nowhere near filling this lower gap here. We poked our heads into it yesterday and last week, but we just can't get underneath there. It's too big. So let's see what happens today, right? Exactly. That's true ATL. Go have the buffet at Magic City, right? Oh man. That'll build up my immune system. Oh boy. Welcome to the folks on YouTube. This is the Trading Syndicate, and this is where we teach real people how to make real money. You know, that's what our goal is. We got a free 3-day trial going. Come give us a check. Promise you we'll teach you more in a week than you will anywhere else. So how are we going to trade this? Well, let's go dig in. Oh, what do we got here? So overnight point of control, which means the position has moved up to here, 76.97 and change. We're going to go mark off the upper stops. Right, the gap fill is 86.5. Right, to fill the gap, we will be looking for 86.5. The lower stops are right here. We have stops at 94.5, 93. Ooh, look, there's a bid all the way down. So as we get down here, right, as we move down here, there are going to be bids here. So be aware of that. Thanks, Hex. I will take that under advisement. Okay. Alrighty. Now, the cost basis zones. I've been using Friday's cost basis yesterday, and I continued to use it today because when I woke up, you know, it was around here. I couldn't get a really clean cost basis, so I thought I'll let this one roll, see if we can get it. We had a nice look above and fail of 77.08 twice now. So as we get up to 4 times cost, there should be some selling up here at 77.08. Word of warning, as we go into month end, which is Thursday, right? If we take out that '08 and if we get accepted in this gray area, right? If we accept up here and start doing this, be careful, okay? With your shorting. Always remember, as you go into the end of the month, the most important thing is trading smart. because you don't have a lot of time to recover money when you blow up your account at the end of the month, right? Right? You want to keep the money you made, so go ahead and trade. Nothing wrong with trading at month end, right? There's nothing wrong with it. Let's just be smart about it, right? Let's avoid these tiny choppy candles, right? When it does this, when it does this. The only way to trade tiny chop is to build a position. So say for example, right? For example, if you wanted to build a short position, why would you build a short position? Well, because inventory is logged. So let's start there, right? Inventory is logged, and you see, oh, look at that. There is a seller right there. So if you are taking shorts, right, against that seller, you know, you're shorting 98, 97, right? And your seller is right at 7,700. So you could bang away on the shorts here and build a short position. Now, say you're short 3 or 4 at, say, 97 and change, 98, right? You can see that they're going to bid here. See? You see the bid. The next bid is here. The next bid is here. The ultimate bid will be at 90. So say you are short. What you want to do is you want to go put some buy orders in the 95s and 96s to see whether or not, if that breaks, you get filled. Otherwise, you could use the fact that your orders don't get filled to cover your short. Now, this is how traders have been trading for centuries. They take a position, they have a stop. That's where your seller is, right? If your seller goes like this, you don't want to be short, right? You need your seller to move lower. That's your backup, right? Like in a street fight, right? If you lose your backup, maybe start apologizing, right? So the offer was up here, right? Now the offer is moved here. You can see, right? But the next candle opens, hopefully the offer will be lower. So you can start covering a little bit, right? No point being in a position unless you're going to get paid. There we go. Oh, got filled at 96 and a quarter. Right, I got bids at 95 and 3/4 and 95/4. Got filled at 95 and 3/4. Got filled at 95/4. I got one contract left, filled. Nice that happened before the open. So here we go. Hey Juan, how you doing? Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good afternoon, wherever we find you. Now, as the market puts in this big green candle, you're asking yourself, are they going to sell into it at 98 and a quarter or before? So I tried to short 97 and I didn't get it. I was offered 97. Now let's see if it holds. And that offer needs to come lower, right? Sellers at 98, that's good. Short 96, covering 93, right? On 3, covering 93 and a quarter. I got 2 left. Took one back at 93 and 3/4. And I got 1 left. I'm trying to cover 93 and a quarter and got it. Right? And done. Right? So I'm trading to the short side because overnight inventory is long. The normal business to happen is that inventory corrects lower, so that's why we're shorting. But we are hit and run shorting. Yes, 86 and a half. There you go. Now we caught a bid. Let's see if they sell into it right here. Right. Just remember, if you're trading the first 5 minutes, be a little quick. Okay? And don't overdo it. Now I had 2 trades that worked. So now I'm just going to sit back and wait so I don't give back any of those points. Feel me? The buying that you're seeing is short covering. It will last as long as the sellers do not start getting desperate. As soon as the sellers start getting desperate, they'll start pushing price down, and the shorts who are buying will drop their buy orders down to 90. If we hold the market up long enough, it will bring in buyers. So there's a bit of a push-pull right now. Just relax. Let the large traders do their thing, right? We opened at 95, right? If you're short, if you're short, we need price to stay under 95. We need to get underneath that open, and that's not happening now. So be careful on the short side, because if we take out 7,700, it'll go all the way up to the 7,703 area. See how the seller's there? See, drawing this little white line is the simplest thing you can do. And it didn't cost you anything, right? You knew there was going to be a seller at 7,700 quarter, right? So if you were long 97, take your 3 points. If you're shorting, that's where your stop is. Everything we do is practical, right? Our trading has to be practical. There has to be common sense in trading. A little bit of chop. Good stuff, Deuce. So now just chill out, wait for the next trade. No stress. See, there's bids right at the open. Did you see that? See, as soon as we came down to the open, this thing looked like it sat on a tack and jumped, right? That's how you know where a bid is. The market will come down to a level that you're watching, and as soon as it gets close to that level, it's like when you sit on a chair that's got a nail sticking out of it. Boom, you're going to jump, right? Same deal. I don't like these bids at 95. For a gap filled, it's not looking like it's ready to fill the gap yet. Don't get sucked into this chop. This is how they get you. Don't get sucked in. Don't worry, there'll be a decent trade. Just enjoy your coffee, relax, right? I'm very much into being relaxed when you're doing this because the more stressed you are, the worse decisions you make, right? Nice and chill. Market's trying to figure out what to do with this gap. These gaps, what happens is people get caught short by surprise. A lot of people are really, especially bigger traders. I notice a lot of people are really, they're like really stuck. It's like, I've got this trade idea and it better work, right? And they get really attached to it and it kind of blinds them. It happens to everyone, right? It's happened to me. It's happened to everybody. It's not like, I'm perfect. We all go through the same spanking machine. And then you see that there's so many bids off the open. So it's not closing the gap quickly, right? It's kind of taking its time. What's going to help close that gap is if we get enough inventory above 95 and we can't get above 7,700, those people are going to get nervous and start selling. The wholesalers are long all the way down here from yesterday and the day before. So they'll sell it all the way down, right? But they don't have to sell it under 94 now because you can see bid, 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 right? So just chill. We've got a balance going here. You can see it, right? So if you went and you were doing your balance zone this morning, right, it'd be here. This would be your balance. You see, you could just trade it back and forth if it holds, right? Look above and fail, look below and fail. Buy a little at 95, sell some at 98. 3 points. I'll take 3 points on 5 contracts all day, every day, right? It pays the bills, right? It's not glamorous, right? And, maybe you're not going to impress your supermodel girlfriend, but you'll be able to pay for dinner, right? You have to forgive me. I'm sick. If I'm cracking bad jokes, I'll just blame it on the flu. Just trade back and forth in the range. So there's your sandbox, right? You leave it alone in the middle and you just trade back and forth. So when it looks below 94.5 and comes back up, you go long, put your stop there, boom, right? You don't need to impress anyone, my friends. All you need to do is pay your bills, right? And that's what we're a big fan of. We want you to be able to pay your bills, pay your rent, all that boring stuff, but it keeps you grounded, it keeps you working. So people who are asking me, JJ, how do you do the balance zone? This is exactly it, right? So if we have a 1 minute chart, you know, all we need to do is find out where they're selling into it and where they stop selling into it, right? So you just draw, so you can see the sellers are there and they kind of stop around there, right? And this is how you draw a balance zone. Make sure I get that right. Or you could even get it down here, right? They sell, sell, sell. And then now I know you guys think this is arbitrary, but it's really not. Now let's take it and we'll double it to the downside. We're looking for a gap fill, by the way, right? Double it to the downside and it'll give you some nice targeting. So now you know that 85 quarter, oh, what a coincidence, eh? So this is your cost basis, this is your discount, and then your profit is just 2 times up. That's all you got to do. It's so simple. I know it seems random, but it's not. You'll see how amazingly accurate this is, right? Now, if it starts coming back up over 95 and a quarter, you'll be looking to take along, but give it some time. Give it another 40 seconds, right? And you'll see that over and over and over again. Okay? And the way you do it is just practice. Just practice drawing balance zones. Do it on a 1 minute chart. Do it on a 5 minute chart. We trade off a 1 minute because it's where you lose the least amount of money, right? Is trading a 1 minute chart. But practice your balance zones. Do it on stocks. Do it on currencies. Do it on the coin of bitterness. Do it on everything until you start seeing balance zones in your sleep, right? So if you're doing a look below and fail of 95 quarter, you buy the 95 quarters, you put orders out at 97 and a quarter, 97 and a half, 98, and you sell into strength, right? Long 96, and then you're done, right? Make a couple of points. Simple life, right? No need to overcomplicate it, right? That look below and fail trade, here are the ones that we just did, right? Look below, fail, long, stop, sell. Now, if it doesn't get to the top, just get rid of it. Take the profit. You guys get what you understand what I'm saying? Does this make sense to you guys? Very simple. It's not at all rocket science, right? Now, there will be a time where the trades are not as responsive, you know? The market will start to slow down a little bit. Then you take a break. My stop is structure based, Prism. My stop is based on common sense. How about that? So I go long 96. You can use the bottom of these two candles, or you can use 95 and a quarter. Do you see that? Because if you're long at 96 and somebody puts it on sale at 94, your inventory is mispriced. How do you take profits in slower markets? You got to hold the trade a little longer in a slower market, right? Or in a slower market, what you do is I will build a position and then sell into strength. So in a slow market, what I'll do, right? That's okay. That's not a problem. We can help you with that, Prism. The good thing is through repetition and practice, we can fix that. That's not a bad problem. It means you're on the right course. You just need to put in a little bit more practice. You'll get there. Long 96. Now you can see that there's a seller here, right? The seller was here. They've moved down, right? It's just repetition. That's the good thing about trading, right? It's just repetition and discipline. It's just all the boring stuff I hated as a kid is what makes me money now, right? I wish I was more disciplined as a kid because I would have been more disciplined as a retail trader from the get go. I had to get disciplined, and it was tough because my old job was sell some stock and go to the bar, right? Now we have to have discipline and journal and trade setups and this and risk management and all this stuff, right? It's not sexy, but man, I tell you, ever since I got disciplined, my trading changed. So now let's see if we stick above 7,700 or we do this, where you look above and fail, right? So if you want to take a short and you're short 99, 98 and three quarters, your stop is 7,700 and a half. I would give it a tick or two, right? And if you're short 99, let's say 98 and three quarters, go put in a bid at 97 and three quarters and see if you can buy one. If you can't, watch the offer. If the offer gets up to 7,700, cover, right? So short 99, flat, right? Just a couple of points. That just to show you that that trade, look above and fail. Target is the middle, and then the target is the bottom, right? If you're still short, I want you to bid 95. There you go, 95 quarter. See, it's like ping pong, right? It's nice to have the time to wait for that minute candle to close, Hex. The market's not that fast today, which is good, which gives us opportunity, right? I should have bought 96, but I was flapping my gums. Let's see if it holds 96. If it flushes 95, 95 and a quarter, let's see if it bids down here, right? Wait for it. Let it prove that it's worth buying. There you go, right? So if it holds 96, you can go long. You know there's going to be a seller up there at 98.99. So make sure that you put your orders in if you're long. Now, if I'm long and it doesn't hold 95 and a quarter, I'm gone, right? I will, boom, I'm gone. Boom, I'm gone, right? So I scratched. I can always take it again. The thing is, you don't want to overtrade it. But when you're practicing, nothing wrong with doing the reps, right? I can always take it again if it sticks. I'm watching 95 quarter. Nope, not yet. See, now I know the seller's here. Right? They were here. Now they moved down. So until we get over that seller, no dice. You're not getting me. See? If I was still in the trade and if I hadn't scratched it, I'd be losing a lot more money. Learn how to be wrong quickly. You're going to be wrong lots. That's just the way it is. Get used to it, embrace it. Use that to course correct and adjust your trading. That's all you got to do and manage your risk. There you go. Right? So what we should do, learn to trade this. This is where the gold is. Learn how to trade this. It's just a good tool, Jay. It's just a goal, right? Just break it down, right? We all need to learn, right? Alrighty. What's next? Let's see if these levels work, eh? Let's see if there's a bid at 76.90 at a quarter, right? So what I'm doing now is I'm looking for bids here. I want to make sure I get that gap fill as we drop in. So for folks who are joining us, I have 2-minute charts. I just did these balance levels to show folks how to do a balance level and how to trade it. See how they come to the middle of the discount zone and there's a little bid? Now it gets filled, but it stopped just for a second. So now if you're short, you want to put some bids down at 89, 89 and a half, 3/4. Say you were short off the 94s. Good place to buy back a little bit. And if it breaks 89, have your bids like front run yesterday's high, right? It does seem longer, checkup. It does. It's a longer. It's choppy markets make every half-hour period seem like it's like 2 hours. It's crazy. Oh. There we go, under VWAP, looking for a gap fill. Come on. See how long it took to fill or even try? We had to load all of these people up first, get them nice and long until it broke. Now we're going to see if we can take that 89 stop. If we take that out, let's go see if we can tickle that gap. Right? It's healthy when the market fills a gap. Now, the thing is, when you go and fill a gap, you got to be careful. Sometimes you'll get a lot of buying off that gap and it'll pop. So that's what you have to be careful of, okay? Which would be a look below and fail of 85 quarter. That is a trade that is perfectly valid. Let's see if we get the order flow to do it. Right? Practice where you're going to make money first so you don't discourage yourself and you build up some skill. Then you can start taking look below and fails of anywhere like the previous day high, VWAP, as long as it makes business sense. As long as the sell orders are done and the market rotates back up, then that makes business sense, right? Now let's see if we can fill that gap. Excuse me. Now we got a seller at 76.90 quarter. We're going to have to clean that out to get it any higher. And if we do, look for a seller at VWAP. If we can't get above 76.90 and a quarter, we're going to go fill the gap or try to. Ooh, 2 ticks. Is that 2 or 3 ticks? Almost. Did you see how much buying came in? How quickly it came in when we went down there, right? So, Jonathan, you could do a look below and fail of the previous day high. I would prefer a look below and fail of 76, 83, or 85, depending on which chart you're using, right? 83 gives me a much better deal because I can buy 84 and sell 87. A little bit more wiggle room, you know? There you go. Yeah. So right now, yeah, but take it easy, right? Still a seller, right? There we go. Oh, one more tick. Come on. Don't tease us like that. Oh, that's dirty. Gap hasn't filled. Still one tick. Right. I remember it was like 3 or 4 years ago. We had like a 200-point rally that was based off a gap not filling. I think it was 2 ticks. The gap, it left 2 ticks, right? And then we rallied like 200 points after that. It was crazy. You know, it's amazing how so many small little details, right? Like in a normal market, this should fill, right? We're almost there. 2 more ticks, right? There. Gap is filled. See? There you go, Sergio. You keep your head on a swivel and you watch that seller, right? Like you're an offensive guard looking for that blitzing linebacker. You know what I mean? You don't take your eyes off that guy, right? 76.83 here. If you're using this candle, if this using this chart, you can use 85 quarter, right? You know, the way you could think about it, checkup is once the trade no longer makes business sense, you bail, right? So what does that mean, right? Say I'm long 87, right? My stop will be underneath 86, okay? But if somebody, so if I'm buying 87, I want to sell it at 88, 89, right? And up. But if somebody comes and puts it on sale at 85, then the inventory I've bought here is mispriced and I must exit the trade. So the business reason for buying 87 is that they don't need to sell it under 87 anymore. As soon as they tell me, hey, we're putting it on sale at 84, 85, I'm gone. Because why am I holding inventory? I'm not going to make any money. Get out of your trade. So once the business reason for your trade goes away, so do you, right? You go to a party, and as soon as they run out of booze and food, poof, you go, right? There's no reason for you to be there anymore, right? That'll help you if you think about it. Why am I going long? Why am I going short? There has to be a valid business reason for these trades, right? No, I have a structural stop, Jonathan. So say I'm going long 87, my stop's going to be at the bottom of that candle, right? For example, right? Look, I'm looking for a look below and fail of 83. Let's see how well 85 works on the new chart. If I'm short, it's because we have sellers. You see there's sellers. They were selling here, then here, then here, then here. But if those sellers start to lift their offer, there's no reason for me to be short. What is short selling? You find a seller and you sell with them. As soon as they stop selling, you buy it back and you're done. Simple, right? It's not rocket science. You find a seller and you sell alongside. When they stop selling, take the money and run. Don't stand around waiting. Right? It's real simple. It'll keep you out of so much trouble. No, your inventory is all that matters. You long something at 5 and they put it on sale at 480, get the hell out. The reason is, Jonathan, you don't have the luxury to hold it, right? You're not trading 50, $100 million. So you don't have the luxury to be offside 10, 15 grand. You know what I mean? And even if you are trading a $10 million account and you're not consistently profitable, you can take that 10 million and make it like zero really quick. You know, it's really easy to get over your skis, to get out of control in this market. You can lose a lot of money really quickly if you don't exercise discipline. You know, I mean, I have a friend of mine whose mother was a billionaire and he started trading futures and he lost $4 million in a month. You know, he started out with like 5 million bucks in the account, and at the end of the month, it was down to almost less than one. So even if you have a lot of money, it doesn't matter. You need skill, right? You're just going to end up losing more. It's not worth it. Yeah. And then to try and make back the 4 million, he went and lost 7 betting on hockey games. And that was the end of that. His mom yanked him back to Hong Kong. No more betting for you. Get to work. Yeah. Alrighty. Looking to go long here if we hold yesterday's high in that 85. 85 worked pretty good, eh? Not too bad, not too bad. So look below and fail of 85, but there are sellers on the way up. Be aware of that, right? So if you're buying this area, what you're banking on mechanically is that there's buying here because of gap fill buyers, short sellers. And if they can hold 85, it'll start to slowly rotate up. If it can't hold 85, look for another flush lower and look for a look below and fail of 83. Okay? Take your time. There's no rush to put on a trade. See how it's choppy here? It's just a lot of order flow that's trying to get their business done before the end of the month. So be prepared. We've talked about this, right? We want you to be prepped this month. The order flows, it's going to be stop and start. It'll be busy, then it'll be slow, right? expect that going into Friday. Okay? Yeah, this market will humble you real quick, right? Remember, my friends, if you are long, make sure you put your sell orders out, eh? You know there's a seller up here at 88, so go 87 and 3/4, go 88 quarter, 89, stack them and rack them, right? You can see that they're selling into it at 87, right? That's why I'd prefer an 83 look below and fail. There's too much traffic here for now. Oh, what do I think of the new e-nano? I think it's great. It's product creation. I'm all in favor of new products. Let's run up the flagpole and see who salutes, right? See who comes in and buys it. Gives people options, right? You can test a strategy without losing a lot of money. You know, you're not expecting to make money trading the nano. You're using the nano, right, as a tool to learn. That's what you should be doing, right? You're not going to be looking to make money trading the nano, right? The thing is, as people start adopting them, brokerage firms will start offering them. Is AMP not offering them? Or did they putting large margin requirements up? I haven't really looked. I'm still waiting for this. Right? So there's too much traffic on this one. If it stays over 85, remember there's going to be a seller at 87 and there and there. So just make sure that if you do take this trade, please have your sell orders out. See, there's going to be sellers all the way through here. Right? So if it holds 87 and you're long, right? If you did the look below and fail of 85, that's okay, right? That worked. I was waiting for 83. It didn't happen. Okay. Make sure you sell into strength. Okay. Don't hoard your contracts. Okay. Don't be a contract hoarder, right? Because everybody else is selling. Why won't you? Because they're going to sell and they're going to take all the clients. And you're going to be sitting there holding contracts that you can't get rid of. Be competitive. Ugh. Man, it's choppy. Can we clear the 87s? Yes, exactly. When we are long, there we go. So long 86, sell a little at 87, put some offers out, see if you can get tickled at 88 and a quarter, 88 and a half. Make sure you sell into strength, my friends. Right? Take the money. Take the money. Right? If they're paying, take it. Now, if you have more contracts to sell, your next area of resistance is going to be 90 and a quarter, and then up here at 91. There you go. So actually, the newer balance zone, you can see it's okay to redo these balance zones. The new one really worked. This one, it's starting to get a little old, right? So it's okay to redraw your balance zones when you come in the morning, right? You don't have to use mine, right? It's good that you get used to drawing them and redrawing them, and that just teaches you, it's that repetition, so you see it, you see it, and you see it, right? There we go. I grabbed the offer at 86. I thought I'd put in a bid at 86. I just grabbed the offer at 86 a quarter and then sold it into this strength. Stop was 85. So China Pug, if the market's moving quick, just grab the offer. Grab the offer and throw out your sell order as quick as you can. Because you know there's going to be a seller, right? Under 89. So you grab that 86 quarter, throw your stop under 85, put your sell orders out, boom, boom, boom. In 30 seconds, you're done. Now, when you start doing these trades, it's not going to work right away. It's going to be frustrating. That's why you have to practice it over and over and over again. Exactly. My bias was long because it was over 85 and a quarter. Right? I was using this chart. This is the chart this is the new chart that we drew when we opened this morning. Right? Now, this is the old levels from Friday, right? So let's see if maybe we get a look below and fail of 83 too. Let's see. Right? As it gets more and more choppy, the less and less I am likely to take a trade. There you go. You got your 83. There's no fail yet, Jay. It's still searching for the bid. Forgot to mark a stop there. There we go. Little sign of life. Let this candle close and see if it holds 83. But you know if you go long 83, 84, that there is going to be a seller at 85 and a quarter. Just so you know. Now, if it doesn't happen there, right? If you don't get the fail, don't worry about it. You can always wait to the bottom of the zone, right? You can wait down here at 70, or you can wait down here for 50, 65, right? Ah, there you go. Life. Now wait for the next candle. If the next candle opens and stays above 83, you can go long, but there is going to be a seller at 85, okay? You're long 84. You got an offer at 85. If you don't get taken, hit flatten, right? See how they sold right before. But at least you were aware, right? Bought 84, sold 84 and three quarters, just on one, right? But you're not taken by surprise. You know that there's a seller there. So you're not thinking of 88 and having dreams of 88 when you're long 84. This is the most practical, simple way to trade because you know where the sellers are going to be when you're long. You know where the buyers are going to be when you're short. This is how you trade with intelligence. Because how can you be a trader and trade a product in a market if you have no idea where it's priced? You're not going to be a good trader if you don't know where the stuff is priced. If I'm going to go and sell, I don't know, maybe I'm selling coffee, right? Yeah, maybe I'm going to sell coffee, but I have no idea how much coffee sells for, what the wholesale price is, what the retail price is. I'm not going to be doing really smart business, right? I might try and sell people bags of coffee for $50, right? They'll think I'm nuts. Hell, in this economy, they'd probably buy it. Seems the more expensive stuff is, the more people go for it now, right? So, you know, that way you don't get taken by surprise. You know they're going to sell into it at 85 quarter. The fact that they sold into it at 85 is not a surprise. So you're not just stubbornly holding on to inventory you can't get rid of, right? Your job is to rotate your money into inventory, back into cash, back into inventory, back into cash. That is your job as a trader. So you need to know where it's priced. Very simple. Alrighty, folks. That's pretty much it for me this morning. Have a wonderful trading day. Come visit us at Trading Syndicate. We'll teach you how to make money in this crazy business and keep your head about, right? Keep you from having your hair fall out in the sink. All right. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye for now.